Hi guys, welcome to this video. Now I've set up an actual voting system on my YouTube channel, and as you can see we've got a video here for how to set up a static IP address. People want to see that video, so I thought I'd create it for you. Okay, and if you want to vote for videos, then come over to my YouTube channel and then select which you want to vote for. You can actually type in an actual video you'd like me to create. So let's get started. So what we're going to do is two ways of doing this. First way, we're going to got Windows 7 operating system here. I'm going to go down to the bottom right hand corner where it's got the network icon. Right click on that and go Open Network and Sharing Center. This will open up this window here. The next thing we want to do is go to Local Area Connection. This opens up this box, and from there we can see our connections. As we've got IP version 4 connectivity. That's our internet. That's what we're using, and also you've got the newer IP version 6 connectivity, which isn't working at the moment. We've also got obviously enabled, and what we're going to do now is have a look at our details, which is all our IP and subnet and all that sort of stuff. There's a couple of ways you can do that. You can either go into details here, and this will give us all the information that we need. It tells us our DNS suffix and also description of the network card, and also our MAC address, which is this one, so don't worry about it. It's a spoof MAC address, it's not my real MAC address. And also we've got DHCP is enabled, so that's telling us that it will give us an IP address automatically. And we've got IP version 4 address, which is our IP address of the router, that is what we're using. So we've got the IP version 4 submask, which is 255.255.255.0, and that's basically the gateway, default gateway. That is our router IP. Okay, so that is one way of looking at your settings. You can actually come down to the run bar, which is the more common way, is CMD. Once you've got there, right click on CMD, run as administrator, and this will open up a command prompt box. Inside here you'll type ipconfig space /all, and that will give us all the same information, but it's in the command prompt. So if you have a look down here, you'll see MAC address and also DHCP enable, exactly the same really, but this is the normal way of actually looking. So we've got our gateway there and everything else. Okay, so let's take note of these actual IPs and stuff like that. I would write all them down if I was you. Now what we need to do to change it is go to properties. Now once we open up properties, we can actually come down to Internet Protocol version 4. This is the one we're going to be using. Click on properties here, and as you can see, it's got to obtain an IP address automatically. Okay, so if you want to change an IP address, you can actually change it from here. And what you need to do is you need to put 192.168.0, and then you need to change the IP at the end. That will make it a static IP address. Okay, now you can only change the end digits. You won't be able to change any of these, but you will be able to change these if we change them in a route, which I'll show you a bit later on in the video. So what we need to do now is I'm going to put 50 in there, and click on submask, and it will enter these digits in for you: 255, 255, 255, and then default gateway. Now this is your router IP, so 192.168.0 and then .1. Okay, now once we've done that, we need to put our preferred DNS server in. Now this can be any DNS server as long as your IP allows you to change your DNS, but obviously mine was a Virgin Media one, but you can actually use a Google one if you wanted to, or whatever one you want. So this is Google's, so we'll just change that just for now, just to show you that you can change different ones. Okay, so that's Google's DNS server. Validate the settings. Upon exit, click OK, close that, and now it will start to diagnose and see there's been a change. Once that's changed, you can close all this out, check the internet, make sure it's working. Just quickly check the internet. Okay, we'll just go to BBC, something like that, check something that's not been cached, and then there you go, the internet's working. So let's just check our IP. So we can go to CMD, click on there and then type ipconfig space /all and go to the very top, and you'll see that the IP has now been changed. Okay, it's now 50.192.168.0.50. so now we have a static IP. The thing with static IPs is you've got to be careful if you've got more than one computer on the network. If you've got 3 or 4 computers, each static IP will have to be different. So if you've got 4 computers, you would have to have 192.168.0.50 for one of your computers, and then 51, and then 52, and then 53, and so on. Yeah. So that's how you change it to a static IP. Now, if you wanted to change them other ones, let's just go back a step. So I'm just going to go back in here and quickly change something so you can see how to change it. So I'm just going to go obtain an IP address automatically. Okay, so that's going to do that now. Now what you need to do is go to your router. So this is my router, as you can see here. I've already logged in, and you need to come down to something like network settings. Come down and you will see the router's IP address. This is the actual IP address for that router, what we log on to. Okay, so we put that in the browser and actually log in. I want to change this, so we can now change it. Okay, so what we need to do is, I'm just going to quickly change this now to something like 200.170.0.1. Say that. Okay, so once we've done that, leave the submask as it is, 255.255.255.0. okay, and then save the settings. Once you've saved the settings, you'll need to reboot the router. Let it reboot. Once that's rebooted, okay, so that will reboot the router, but what you've got to remember now, the IP address for the router isn't 192.168.0.1. It would have changed because now it can't log on to the router. So what we need to do is change this now. So we need to now make our router IP something totally different, which is obviously 200.170.0.1. Once we do that, we should be able to log on to the actual router itself. Okay, so now you can see this is our router IP. We've got it as 200.170.0.1. I need to now log in. Okay, from the setup page, what we need to do now is go to network settings. Okay, now you can see everything's changed. Now all the IPs are changed. So now our IP for our router's changed. What you need to do, obviously, if you look on the internet now, we should have the internet back up and running, and there you go. So that's the router IP changed. So what happens if we want to actually change the IP address now? We can still do that now, and this will give us a full change. Let me just quickly go here and look in details, and as you can see, the actual IP is changed in there already. So you'd have to go through the process of changing all this again to something you want, but what that's going to do is give you the full control that you want. Let me just go down to here, properties. Okay, now use again, but now as you can see, we can now change the actual IP address to 170 and so on. Okay, now inside here we can actually put, say, 50, which will change it again, and then actually change the default gateway. Now the gateway would be not 192 this time, it's going to be 170. Okay, so we need to change this. And the DNS again is, you can change this to whatever you like, as long as it's an actual legitimate DNS server. Okay, oh sorry, that should be a 4, and then we'll just put a 4 in there. Okay, validate, click OK, close this off. Okay, so that should be now the internet working. It's done its thing there. So what we need to do is check the internet quickly. BBC, and there we go, all working. And if you want to check the actual settings, if you have a little quick look, open up this, and we'll go straight into IP config quickly. Let me just pause this video a sec. And there you go, there you have the change. We've got the DNS servers and the IP is all changed. Okay, we've got 50 and so on. Okay, my name is Brian from Britec.co.uk. I hope you enjoy these videos. If you do, please hit the subscribe button, show your support. Thanks guys for watching. Bye for now.